All right, so I went ahead and let you guys know on Instagram that I am going to be sharing a lot about math in the coming months, and that is because I am needing some changes with regard to what my fifth grader is doing. The current curriculum that we're using has changed during this grade level, and it's not exactly what I want anymore, so I'm going to be trying out some different things. But in the meantime, I also wanted to share some resources with you guys if you're looking for new math curriculum. So the first thing I'm going to be sharing about in this video is the Key 2 series. These are highly regarded in Waldorf circles, and particularly certain providers recommend them. So the way that these work is they only focus on one specific skill at a time. So for example, here is like, what is a fraction? Then you have very simplified, you're only doing one thing. So find the missing numbers to make an equal fraction. This is book 1, fraction concepts. Then book 2 is multiplying and dividing. And I haven't used these, as you can see, all the time. I've just referred to certain parts of them, but some people use these only. It is a comprehensive curriculum for the particular skill, so for fractions in particular. And I really like how simplified it is. You're only working on one thing at a time, and it's got the same visual whole-to-part aspect of Waldorf, which is why I think that Waldorf providers recommend it. It's really great, especially for fractions, which can be intimidating, and I have 2 of these, as you can see, because I had ordered it for another student. Fractions seem intimidating to people before they've taught them before. If that is the case for you, I would highly recommend this series. It really takes the intimidation out of it and really simplifies it down to one task at a time. So that's adding and subtracting fractions, and then this is mixed numbers. And again, with the visual, it's just really helpful for the student and for the teacher. So it's 4 books for fractions, 1 through 4, and then you have the answers and the notes in a separate, they're all in here. So one complaint I have is that this is really small for me personally to read. I wish that it was like, thicker and had more pages so that I could see it better. Also, it would be better if there was more notes, but I feel like it's pretty straightforward, so it's not too difficult. Then we have Key 2 measurement. This is a completely separate situation, and this is, I think, 4 or 5? Yeah, 4. So you start with English units of length, so which would be, I guess, inches, rather than metric anyway. So, and again, it's highly visual, kind of reminds me of other curriculums, except it has more straightforward instructions. So then we have measuring length and perimeter using English units. So apparently yards, inches, and all that is English. I thought that the metric system was European, but I don't know. Anyway, so that is that. And I got this from a friend, so that's why we haven't used it. And then what is this one? Area and volume. And so this is like exactly the type of thing I would love if I was looking for something to teach perimeter and area. And then we have English units for weight, capacity, temperature, and time. You know what? I think you might be able to get metric versus English units, because I may... Oh yeah, there's key to metric measurement. So there you go. Key to measurement and key to metric measurement if you're not in the US and you don't want to have these things. So love this. I might have actually bought this one and just not used it. And then here's the guide for that one. Again, you've got the same format. You have all of the answers, 4 pages per page, which is so small. But anyway, that is that, key to measurement. And then we have key, I guess I don't have key to percents. I just have the first student workbook. Maybe I ordered it and was going to use it or something. I don't know. Or a friend gave it to me. I can't remember. Anyway, so that is percents. And then the last one I wanted to share about is geometry. So this one I just did order. There's 10 books for geometry. It is an entire, I think, a full year of geometry. I only ordered the first 3 and the answer guide because it's like $100 to order everything. So I just wanted to order the first few, plus this will keep us plenty busy. And this was really the concept that brought me to be looking for another math curriculum was because the way that geometry is handled in our current math curriculum, it switches from having an in-depth explanation and teaching tips and hands-on manipulatives to go to this link and watch this video. And that is not what I'm looking for in elementary math, particularly with the student. I'm looking for an in-depth explanation. I'm trying to be teaching to my student. I'm not trying to have them jump on the computer. Certainly when they're older, that is something that we utilize in our homeschool, especially with high school level math. But for elementary, middle school, I'm trying to keep it within my wheelhouse. So I wanted to show you, I won't be further discussing the curriculum that changes because I don't like putting negativity out there, and this isn't really like a negative commentary. It's just something that's not working for our homeschool. But the secondary curriculum that we use, which I have shared about before, is this How to Be Good at Math workbook. And you guys have asked for kind of more discussion about this. So my elevator pitch about this is that it's great for reinforcing concepts your student already understands. I don't think it does a good job of teaching any new concepts, probably because it isn't a comprehensive curriculum. It is just like a workbook, and it has 3 grade levels in one, and it's not even that many pages considering it has 3 grade levels. So here's a representative example of that. Here's circles. This is the first page of circles in geometry, and it's asking you to label tangent, chord, diameter, circumference, sector, arc, radius, and segment. So if you haven't already covered those things, your student's not going to be able to do this, right? I went to the back of the book and helped my student do this while I was waiting for the other geometry thing to come, but it's really not intuitive. You can't really figure out what is, a segment or a sector or what have you if you're in 5th grade. So for that reason, I would not recommend this as like a comprehensive math curriculum, just as a reinforcement, like I said. But then he was doing some calculating of pi and things like that, because that's just straight up multiplication. Anyway, so that was the second thing we had in the home as the backup. But I wanted to do a comprehensive overview of geometry because this is something that in the past we haven't been able to make a complete priority. So here we have, it goes lines and segments, circles, constructions, and let's see if it says, so then you have perpendiculars, squares and rectangles, angles, perpendiculars, parallels, chords and tangents, circles, and then triangles, parallel lines, and similar polygons. So these are completely not integrated. They're separate concepts. So if you want to focus on, let's say, angles, you can just go ahead and get book 6, and it's not going to be built upon the prior books. We have started this and done some of the lessons, and it is kind of intuitive, but you definitely need to be like working with your student to make sure that they understand what is being asked of them and to check their work. So for example, it says draw many lines, draw some long lines, then use your straight edge. Why can't you continue drawing it longer? Because it goes off the page. Then later you have drawing a line through 2 points, talks about line segments, and it really, really reinforces whatever the particular concept is of the book, which for this one is lines and segments. And there is talk of a compass in the beginning of this, so you may need that for this. I'm not positive. But anyway, very simple, straightforward lines and segments. Then we'll look through circles. And this is like in contrast to the one that I showed you. So draw a circle around the pentagon. Yeah, so you need the compass for this one. And you can kind of see why this is like recommended by Waldorf circles, or curriculums rather. I don't want to use the same word. Draw a circle with a center that passes through C, which is longer. And then you're talking about arcs. This is what an arc is. So this is really straightforwardly, simplistically teaching these different concepts. Radius of an arc, and this I ordered from Rainbow Resource. You can also get it on Amazon, but you can't find these independently. Rainbow Resource has each separate concept workbook separate, so that is why I would recommend going there. And then here we have constructions. So draw a circle with the radius. Is CD congruent to AB? Okay, so that is all I wanted to show you guys. I'm kind of frustrated that I couldn't find the answer quickly, but that is why I am looking for a curriculum that defines the terms, right? This one doesn't define it. It assumes a basic knowledge, so that is kind of a shortcoming. But what I was looking for is reinforcing specific concepts such as this is an arc, this is this is diameter, this is radii, things like that. Here's how to calculate things, but there's no teaching notes. So that is definitely a downside to this curriculum. The upside is reinforcing specific concepts within whichever thing you're doing. Anyway, that is the Key 2 series. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.